Welcome back to Portimão, and welcome back to the Gidlick Racing Winter Series. Our 2026 season starts here.
So the day has finally come. We are racing. This is the Winter Series Portimão and the opening round. Winter Series is a racing championship that takes place during the off-season, when most major championships and racing series are on a break. The organizer is Gidlick, a company we know well. Throughout the summer we took part in their test days, and the level of organization here is higher than in many full-season championships. This is proven by the fact that professional racing teams from ELMS compete in the series. Just shortly before our arrival, Max Verstappen himself had been testing here, although by the time we got to the paddock, only a team packing up their equipment remained. There are 4 classes in total, 2 GT touring car classes, plus LMP3 prototypes and Formula 4. We are competing in the GT4 class with a Mercedes-AMG GT4. Compared to its more powerful sibling, it features less advanced aerodynamics and reduced engine output. The season consists of 6 rounds, and the opening round took place in Portugal, at the Algarve International Circuit in Portimão. A quick educational moment. Right now we are standing on the pit lane. This is the pit wall, the place where team managers, engineers and telemetry specialists work. Each team has its own home here, monitors, live data, telemetry. Everything showing in real time what the car is doing, on track. And this is the pit lane itself, where cars exit the garages. There is a strict speed limit of 60 km/h here. You can go slower but never faster. Exceeding the limit results in an immediate penalty. Braking in the pit lane is also prohibited. You are only allowed to brake in front of your own garage when a mechanic shows the green signal. This is the exact point where the driver must stop the car precisely so the crew can do their job. Algarve is a modern circuit, opened in 2008, and has hosted events such as FIA GT, World Superbike, and the European Le Mans series. Starting from 2027, it will also host the Formula 1 Grand Prix. We arrived at the circuit a week before the race. On the morning of the first day, we had some free time and decided, as tradition dictates, to start with rental karting. This time I didn't film much. Back in September, I often received remarks for climbing out of the cart to retrieve flying GoPro cameras. The most memorable moment was when Nata tried to take me out in one of the corners. In the end, I traditionally finished behind Alex, but still ahead of a significant number of participants. The following day, free practice began. We focused on finding braking points and the correct racing lines. For example, here you can see the tire heater. This is where the team prepares the tires so they are already in optimal operating condition and don't require long warm-up laps on track. It's a special enclosure supplied with hot air from a gas heater. The tires are also washed here because they are an expensive tool and are not always replaced. Additionally, there is a rule. You cannot start the race on the same tires you used in qualifying. In the paddock, you'll also find the team trucks, the famous motorhomes. Telemetry engineers work there, and sometimes drivers even live there if staying at a hotel isn't possible. Teams also bring a spare car in case the main one breaks down, as well as various spare parts and critical components. Besides motorhomes, there is also something called hospitality. This is often where the race director's office is located, or where a larger team headquarters operates if everyone doesn't fit into a single motorhome. We are competing in the Winter Series, and this is the first round. There are no prototypes or formula cars here, although they are usually part of the series. The season consists of 6 rounds, and we are racing in the GT4 category. The forecast predicted rain for the race, but we spent the first day on slicks and were not satisfied with the results. It was decided to install a new set on Thursday. According to the regulations, we were required to purchase 3 sets of Pirelli tires, so rubber was not an issue. But unfortunately, upon arriving at the track, we found this. Giving up was not an option, and Alex went out on wet tires. The results impressed us greatly. It turned out that we were stronger in wet conditions. This would later play a crucial role. After lunch, the rain intensified so much that sessions were stopped under red flags. For some competitors, however, this came too late. Qualifying day. Qualifying was split into two sessions. The first set the grid for race 1, the second for race 2. The combined results of both determined the starting order for the endurance race. Before qualifying, I was walking along the track and wondering what could really change during a 15-minute break. I was wrong. In the first qualifying session, Alex finished second, but in the next one, we secured pole position. Today is Saturday, and we've already completed qualifying. In the first session, we finished second in our group, and in the second qualifying session, we took first place in the group. In the overall classification, we will start from 11th position. It's important to note that these two qualifying sessions correspond to two races. The first race is today, and the second is tomorrow. On Sunday, we will also have an endurance race, a long race where the starting grid is determined by the combined results of both qualifying sessions. Race day. The most important moment of the week, the moment we had been waiting for almost a year. Everything we had done before led to this. You can drive countless laps during test days, but you only truly measure yourself in a race. To be fair, the first race took place just 2 hours after qualifying. We went out to the grid, where mechanics lined up the cars according to their positions. 3 minutes before the start, everyone must leave the grid for the pit lane. But for the media, this is the perfect moment to sprint across the track to reach the first corner. It was a tense race, with the main battle against the number 32 Porsche, which was charging through the field after being sent to the back due to a gearbox change.
Coming around that final turn with the Porsche Cayman's rotation, but no, the Mercedes holding on, but by the end of the straight, it is Joachim bolting to the inside line. Is it for the lead? Oh, not quite yet.
Just moments before a safety car was deployed, triggered by a stopped Cayman, car number 32 overtook us. Later, Alex admitted that he reacted incorrectly to yellow flags by lifting off the throttle, even though the rules only prohibit overtaking. Right now, all cars are in parc fermé. This is because, after qualifying or a race, other teams have 30 minutes to file a protest. During this time, the technical inspectors must fully check the car to ensure it complies with the technical regulations. Since the race was wet, race control imposed two conditions: a safety car start, and the rain light had to be switched on. I love how it looks, illuminating the spray coming off the rear diffuser. At this point, team principal Jordi made a risky decision to switch to slick tires on a drying track. The car was unstable during the first laps, but soon the gamble paid off. We not only retained the lead, but also overtook several cars from a higher class. In the end, we took victory in our class and climbed higher in the overall classification, in our very first weekend in touring car racing.
Led still by Matis Pushkel as Alexander Sotrov explores the outer extremities.
Rope in Federico Peters, who'll be, I think, about 10 seconds up the road from the Toyota. So that's still running in P7. We see there Roy Schwartz, who will have just been lapped by his son. Plays then the Team VRT car of Alexander Bobrovs, who finishes in 6th overall.
Gate maybe down in the pit lane. Replay meanwhile of that aforementioned contact. There it was. Around went the 111 car.
Next came the 1-hour race, where driver changes were allowed. Since our crew did not change drivers, we were required to serve a pit lane handicap of 1 minute and 49 seconds. Incidentally, the Aston Martin number 007 crew failed to serve this penalty correctly and received an additional 63 second time penalty. We finished second in our class, improving on our starting position. That was our first round and season opener, on a beautiful circuit in a beautiful place.
These were my first sprint races. Before this, I had only competed in endurance racing. It's a very interesting format. The level of drivers was quite mixed, but in the rain and in changing conditions, we were strong. In the end, we managed to win our class. Right after the rain, when the track began to dry, the strategy chosen by Jordi, our team principal, really paid off. It was exciting to race a full event in the rain, but unfortunately, not everything went exactly as we hoped this time. Overall, we finished all 3 races in the top 10, and for a debut, I think that's a solid result. Next come tracks that are more familiar to us, better known and better understood, and that's where we'll continue to fight.
Racing is not only about speed and talent, but also about experience, mileage, luck, and adaptation to changing conditions. This is something motorsport fans often forget when supporting their favorite drivers and drawing championship conclusions after just one Formula One race. For fans and spectators, a race lasts just 1 day and only 1 hour. But for us, as a racing team, it's almost a full week of work. Test sessions, shakedowns, practice runs, and qualifying. The path isn't easy, but this is how victories are earned. There is no other way. Thank you for staying with us up to this point. We move on. The next round is Valencia. Follow us, follow our team, follow Alex and our results. We will show what the racing world looks like from the inside, how to become a driver, how to get there. And maybe for someone, this will become a step toward their own dream. Thank you, and see you at the racetrack.